up, Brat Babes? It's your girl Amira Ali, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome to the Brat Babes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all, today we are doing an updated makeup tutorial where I'm going to show you guys how I achieved this look. I will also be answering some of your questions. I put up a poll on my Instagram story where you guys were able to ask me questions. I'm going to be answering a few of those while I give you guys this beginner friendly, soft, flawless makeup look, period. Let's get right on into it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Everything will be linked down below in the description box. So let's go. There's so much things we're gonna talk about today, but before we get started on any makeup, what's so important is skin prep. After I got out the shower, I already toned with my Paula's Choice exfoliator. There's a La Roche-Posay. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. How embarrassing would that be to be getting all of these packages from a brand and you can't even pronounce it? But La Roche-Posay has a serum. It is a niacinamide, salicylic acid, and a glycolic acid mixed serum. I put that on, and I put on the Neutrogena Hydro Boost moisturizer slash sunscreen. It has hyaluronic acid and it has like some sunscreen in it, I don't know, and it moisturizes my skin. So skin prep is very important before you even start priming and getting into your makeup. That's something that I had to learn, God, because I never really took prep seriously, and then I would wonder why my concealer is creasing, why my makeup is really not lasting. Your foundation is everything. It sets the tone. So when it comes to priming, I have oily skin, for reference, you guys. Everything about me is matte. I don't like anything dewy. I don't like that. But since I started using niacinamide in like my face washes, which is in the La Roche-Posay, in my serums and moisturizers, I can definitely say my oils have been reduced times a million. It definitely helped with my oil production. Just because it's helped doesn't mean I'm gonna go dewy, baby. I'm gonna just show you guys my favorites and then what I'm gonna use today. So first, number one is the Becca primer, y'all. This has been my favorite for so long. I think I've been using this since I started doing my makeup in like high school or college. It's been my holy grail for years, hence the condition of this, y'all. I love this primer so much. It works so good to the point where it'll turn your face white. Because I'm not going anywhere, I'm not gonna use it, but if I was going out, especially in the summer, no matter where I'm going, I always use a Becca primer. Always, 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 always. But I'm not gonna use it today. Like I said, I ain't going nowhere. Another one that I do like is the One Size primer. So this is their Secure the Blur. I do like it. I wouldn't say it's as strong as the Becca. Like for me, Becca is number one. But when I use this, I do also go in with the e.l.f. Grip Primer. I love this primer so much. It's almost like an adhesive for your makeup. So that's what I'm gonna put on before I even start my eyebrows. I'm just gonna put on the e.l.f. Grip Primer. Like I said, I ain't going away, y'all. So I'm gonna put a little bit on. Your girl did a whole skincare routine and just gonna have to do it again to stay home. Or maybe I'll take myself on a solo date. So now that it's primed, I'm gonna go in and do my eyebrows. My eyebrows are very simple, you guys, because it's microbladed. That is such a life hack for girls. Girl math is spending the $500 to $600 on getting your eyebrows microbladed because it lasts you years, number one. It cuts your get ready time in half. And when you're doing your makeup, it makes it so much easier. The only thing I do to maintain my eyebrows in between my yearly touch-ups is I do get them threaded. However, I see a lot of people who do get microbladed, they wax it themselves at home. They just get like wax strips or like a wax kit. Y'all can do whatever works for you. I just like the look that threading gives. I like how long it lasts, so I will always stick to threading. But listen, y'all, this is just basic girl math. So when it comes to my eyebrows, especially like now, I don't really do too much, y'all. The most I'll do is probably put on some brow gel. This is from Anastasia. I'm probably gonna put on a little bit of this. I'm just gonna show you guys how I do my eyebrows real quick, and then we're gonna get started into your questions and all the things. So when it comes to my eyebrows, first I'm going in with the Anastasia brow gel just to kind of sculpt them a little bit. Then I'm gonna go in with my Dip Brow Pomade. It's in the color Ebony, just a little bit because my eyebrows are already dark. Alright guys, so now I'm gonna just go in, now that y'all seen that close up, I'm just gonna go in and conceal my eyebrows. I always just clean it up with the LA Pro Girl concealer. This has been my holy grail for years. Listen, when they say if it ain't broke, don't fix it, your makeup is included. So this has never failed me. It's never going nowhere when it comes to my eyebrows. I don't use it to conceal like my like under eye or anything, but it has always been used for my eyebrows, and this is in the color Chestnut. So I know when a lot of people do their makeup, they like to do the bottom lighter and the top the color of their foundation. However, for me, I just do the top and the bottom the exact same color as my skin. I don't like that like light under eyebrow look. It's just not for me. I really enjoy like a natural beat. So I kind of just outline my brows. That's all. And you're literally just following the shape of your eyebrow. Once you have followed the shape, I kind of drag it down so not too much product will sit. I'm not even gonna say it's easy because I understand how annoying that could be if you're just starting out. But take into consideration, you guys, I have been doing my makeup for years, literally since high school. Hold on, y'all. It's actually very hard to talk about. Remember, you make a nice little line to outline it and you drag it down. Y'all would not want to see the frustration my eyebrows used to cost me when I did not have my eyebrows microbladed. So yeah, when it comes to the top, I just put a little bit, pew pew. And that's really it. When it comes to my eyebrows, y'all, we keep it real simple, baby. Then you just, like I said, you drag it up. Once we finish this part, y'all, we are going to get into the questions. Both of those brushes that I actually just used, by the way, you guys, were from Anastasia. They were their, it's like a dual-sided brush. It has the spoolie on one side for the concealer, and then another brush has the spoolie and then the side to fill in your brows. Now I'm gonna go in and blend it. This brush I got from Walmart, y'all. I'm telling y'all, a lot of this stuff that I be using, I've had for years. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I kind of just go in and I just blend it out. It's kind of like an angled blending brush. So I just kind of go in, and I use this specifically for my eyebrows because it's at an angle, so it's perfect. You kind of just blend it out. Don't worry if it still looks light. But yeah, you guys, I've always literally done my makeup since high school. I was definitely one of the girls that like the teachers always used to have to say like, this is not a beauty room. This is not a beauty room. And I would be like, yes it is. Lip gloss, mirror. My bag used to have a million perfumes, lotions, I had everything in my bag. Like everything. I never played. Like I always was doing my mascara in class. I was a girly girl. Honestly, I was such a girly girl. So I feel like being a girly girl paid off. Now I'm able to do my own makeup, you know? But anyway, I'm going in with another brush. This is the brand, y'all. I really can't even tell y'all where this brush is from. I do have some new brushes I bought from Sephora. You guys will see that soon. But this brush was probably from the beauty supply store or Walmart. Because a lot of these brushes I've had since college. Like, ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm gonna go in with the Huda Beauty setting powder. This is in the color Coffee Cake. So the same brush that I blended out the concealer with, I'm just going to take a little bit of this powder, dust away the excess, and kind of just put it under everywhere I put that concealer, top, bottom, just to set it, because remember it is concealer. Now that part is done, we are going to go in with the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm Powder. When I tell y'all this is my holy grail, this I got like last month when I went to Atlanta, and I have not stopped using it. Like I use this as my base, as my foundation. This is my jam, okay? This was such a game changer for especially the oily skin girlies, because I'm telling y'all, I used it when I went to like a pool party and it was like very humid. If you're in the East Coast, y'all know that heat wave we just had, and my makeup lasts through and through, okay? It did not even move. Nothing went out of place. This is in the color 9.5, so I just dab a little bit on my brush and I do it like so. So while we put that on my face, we are going to answer some questions. Somebody asked me, what exactly did you do to become the best version of yourself right now? By the way, I love your content. If you asked me this question a year ago, even a few months ago, I would have said like self-care and doing things that like, you know, make me happy and taking care of myself. But now I can truly honestly say the only reason I'm even able to step into my purpose and do all the things that God has called me to do is because now I have a relationship with him. I don't think there's no way to truly get to becoming the best version of yourself when you don't know God. Because remember, we are all created in his image, and before we were born, when we were in the womb, he had a plan for us. Like, he knows exactly what we are to do, what we're not supposed to do. He already has our whole life planned out. So it was not until I really surrendered my life to the Lord that I really unlocked purpose. You know, like, it's not just, okay, become a nurse. It's not about the money. It's not about the followers. It's not about the businesses. Like, for me at this point in my life, it's about glorifying the Lord. Everything I do, I want to glorify him. You know, it is a journey. It is a path that is very hard, because you are dying to your flesh every day. You're unlearning behaviors, you know, that you've had and you've held onto for so long. So I do think it does come with its trials and its tribulations. But honestly, like, I could have never unlocked who I am right now without God. Like, getting closer to Christ has just changed my life forever. Like, ever. I really do think when you experience God, you will never be the same. And when I say experience him, I don't mean like through religion. I'm talking about experiencing the Lord through relationship, because through religion and laws and legalism, like, that's one thing. But when you truly have a relationship with God, I think it makes all the difference in how to become your best self. Because until you know the Lord, how do you really know who you are? If you had a Honda that broke down, you wouldn't bring it to the Mercedes-Benz dealership to get fixed. You would bring it to the exact person that the dealership that made the car. So when things go wrong and you're trying to figure out who you are, I'm going to go to the creator, you know. And that's how I was able, for lack of a better words, to become the best version of myself. Next, I am going to go in with the Hourglass concealer. This is in the color Teak, and then we're gonna get into the next question. All right, y'all, so we are going in with the concealer. Somebody asked me just really quickly how to apply lashes correctly. If y'all know me, for as long as I've been on social media, I believe, yeah, started social media like 2021. I don't think you guys have ever seen me with strips. I have done like clusters at one time. I think it was earlier this year, a few months ago, when I had took my lashes off. Just like my individuals, they're so much easier. Even with clusters, I felt like they were just a lot of work. I'm just an individual girl, honestly. I tried the clusters though. I really did try. I tried to do the whole let's save money thing and do things at home. I just realized, like, when it comes to certain things, I'm willing to just pay for the convenience. And my lash tech and I've been going to her for like 3 years now, and my lashes last. It is an investment and it is expensive, but it lasts. So anyway, when I go in with my concealer, y'all, before we move on to the next question, I don't put too much, and I never put it too close to my eye. Obviously, the number one reason is because I have bottom lashes, but also when you blend it out and you have to move it, I do see like how sometimes it can literally get in your eye if you put it too close. So I just put like a little bit here, nose, my chin, and then I'll do my forehead like so. And I would just let that, ooh. And I would just let that dry. So, and then we are going to blend it out with the Hourglass. So somebody asked me, do you listen to, there's a lot of God questions, I love this. Do you listen to gospel music all the time, or just between that and rap? All of the music that I listen to right now is Christian based. So if I listen to rap, it's Christian rap. If I listen to R&B, it's Christian R&B. And then I'll just listen to like gospel. Sometimes, yeah, I can honestly say I don't even really listen to music. Sometimes I really enjoy like silence. I don't know if I'm just getting older or what, but I love driving in silence. I just really enjoy being alone in my thoughts and like talking to the Lord. So yeah, but for me, I do think I had to like cut out a lot of the music that I was listening to. I would listen to certain songs and like secular music, and I'm fighting away from the things that I'm putting in my ear. It's just me. Some people are able to listen to that music and still be able to live a righteous life, but Jerry Flowers did a whole sermon on it. I'll have it linked down below for you guys, and I think it was called The Devil's Lyrics, and something that he said, it really stuck with me. He said the same sins that Jesus died for, we're chanting it. There is just sinful things everywhere. There are worldly things everywhere, even in the things that we watch. So we just have to be very careful of the things that we are consuming. I think it's just having that awareness, and for me it started with music and certain shows that I even watch. All that is finishing up. We're gonna go in with this cream Fenty Beauty bronzer in the color Chocolate. I have a really nice brush. I believe this brush is from Huda Beauty brush, and I kind of just dab it in and I contour up like so. everything is up. And this is the cream, and then we'll set it with the powder, and then we'll go out and blend the concealer. Somebody asked me, what factor do you think contributed most to your weight loss? You look great. First of all, thank you, because I believe I got another question. I got so many questions about weight loss, and if y'all are asking me about weight loss, that means that y'all are seeing the weight loss, and I guess I'm doing something right, because y'all. Oh yeah, so aside from somebody asking that question about the weight loss, somebody also asked what are some dieting tips for a woman with PCOS who was just diagnosed. For those of you who are watching and do not know what PCOS is, it stands for polycystic ovarian syndrome, where basically it is a hormonal imbalance. For me, the kind that I have is insulin resistance. There are so many symptoms that will come from that. You'll have weight gain, the PCOS belly, you'll have like brain fog, acne, you'll have hirsutism, which is hair on your face. There are so many things that come from it. It causes so much. Like, you do not have PCOS, you would never understand. So it is very hard to lose weight, because for some people it's just like, yeah, eat in a caloric deficit and do some form of exercise. But when you are dealing with hormonal imbalances, it's a completely different ball game, y'all. So one thing that I have done on my journey to help me, I literally started doing intermittent fasting. That was literally the first thing I've done. The first thing I did was start fasting. I believe when I first started, I was eating from 11 to 7. Y'all, we're gonna go in with Hourglass brush. This is, yeah, just their concealer brush, and we're gonna blend out the concealer. So I first started with eating from 11 to 7. I would have an 8-hour eating window, and then I would fast for 16 hours. And when you guys are blending out your concealer, you just make sure you want to dab. You don't want to swipe. No, you just want to do light taps, okay? I started doing intermittent fasting, and I can't lie, in the beginning it was hard. For the first few days, it was definitely hard, y'all. First of all, I always was an emotional eater. My weight has always fluctuated my whole life, and I can honestly say at some point I did idolize food. I just loved food. It was my comfort. It's so crazy to say, but like, and at some point I can honestly just be honest and say I had a food addiction. That is one of the worst addictions to have. When people hear the word addiction, they automatically run to drugs or like substances, but they don't understand that you can be addicted to food. And in my opinion, it's one of the worst things to be addicted to, because you need food. So imagine you're being addicted to something that your body literally needs. I also like to go in with a beauty blender, y'all. Leave me alone about my beauty blender, okay? Just leave me alone if you talk about it. It's a problem. After I blend out the edges, I love to just go in with my beauty blender, and it cleans it all up. Don't ask me why. I am a brush plus beauty blender girl. Basically, when I looked myself in the mirror and started to have these real conversations, I was able to really just create a realistic lifestyle change, because this is not just a diet. I know a lot of people be like, oh, like what's dieting tips? But like, this is a lifestyle. So we need to make this realistic, and we need to cut out things and cut back on certain things. So for example, I am very heavy on carbs. I'm Caribbean. So y'all know that's one thing that Caribbeans love is carbs, especially Haitians. I grew up on rice and chicken. I grew up on bread. I grew up on all of these heavy carbs. And it wasn't just grow up on it. It's like, that will be half of your plate. Like, half of your plate is rice. If y'all go to a Haitian restaurant and y'all ask for some diakole and some meat, I can guarantee you that diakole is the biggest portion of your plate. So that's how I was conditioned to eat. So I kind of had to cut back on carbs. If I would eat a burger, I would do a lettuce wrapped burger and then have the fries instead of having bread and the french fries. So I started making like little changes like that. And as I started fasting, I wasn't really as hungry, which is like crazy. So after I got through that hurdle of like going to bed starving, by the way, if you ever do experience that, drinking some green tea, decaffeinated green tea or spearmint tea before bed can definitely help like curb your cravings, but you're definitely gonna feel hungry. I also had to realize that it's okay to not feel full. I don't need to feel full. I'm okay. Like, I can feel satisfied and still be good, you know? So that was another thing that I had to realize. Like, I just had to really view food as fuel for my body, nothing more, nothing less, you know? I can enjoy a meal here and there, but I didn't want to look to it for enjoyment anymore. So for me, most of it really was a mindset thing. And then yeah, as I started making little lifestyle changes and tackling my diet, I also started doing exercise. So for me, what works, y'all, because I have insulin resistance and my cortisol level, which is a stress hormone, can easily spike up when it comes to certain workouts. And I realized this was happening to me even in like solid core. It just wasn't for me. So I started doing low impact workouts. So I started walking a lot. I remember at work, if you guys follow me on Instagram, I started even walking on my breaks. Sorry y'all, I'm gonna go in with the One Size setting powder in the color Deep Dark, and we're gonna set my under eye, and then go in with this Black Radiance True Complexion contour palette. I use this to just go over everywhere that I put the contour. I was gonna get food or like order food. If it was like a mile, because remember I'm on break. And listen y'all, don't want too much, okay? You just wanna dab it in, okay? You don't want to take too much of it, but this is my holy grail, y'all. I love it. If it was like a mile away, I would just walk there and walk back. That'll be a 2-mile walk sometimes after I eat. Especially if it's a busy day, that helped me even more, like just really work off my food. So I started walking a lot. I know a lot of people do like the 10,000 steps a day. I wouldn't really say I was counting it. Of course I would look on my watch when the day was done, but like my goal was just to make sure that I was walking. I don't want to overcomplicate it by saying, you have to do this, you have to do that. Everybody is different. And I started doing Pilates. So I would mix in, I have my own reformer. It was like $400 from Amazon. I bought me a reformer and I do Pilates at home, go for walks, and I'll throw in some strength training. Like I'll go to the gym maybe like once or twice a week just to do an upper body day and a lower body day. And I'll just do a lot of walking. So those were the things that really helped me on my journey. And also I started taking some supplements. So y'all know I love chia seeds. I love chia seeds. I always drink chia seeds water. So I would do chia seed water with like chlorophyll, lemon, and lime in it. I'll drink a lot of water. Now I have increased my fasting times. There are times where, and this is not including like spiritual fast, but there are times where I will literally fast for like 24 plus hours. I would do 23-hour fast. I will only have 1 meal a day and like a smoothie. So I just really have to alternate it. Now I feel like I'm kind of hitting a plateau, I'm gonna try to do like a low carb diet, like less than 30 grams a day, and try to like transition into keto and see how that works for me. And I also started taking some berberine and inositol. I am not a medical provider, y'all. By the way, I'm using that color in the corner, the darkest color. You don't need a lot on this palette, y'all, because it's very pigmented. But yeah, I am not a medical provider. Please go check with your doctor before you take any type of supplements. I started taking berberine and inositol. It has helped me. And I also, because I have vitamin D deficiency, taking vitamin D and magnesium every single night has helped me tremendously. I don't even think y'all understand. It changed the game. That was definitely, why my forehead? Y'all wasn't even gonna tell me my forehead looks like that. Sometimes if that happens, y'all, if y'all realize any harsh lines, do not be afraid to go in with like your foundation brush and just blend it all out. There you go. Taking my supplements, drinking my water, cutting things out, fasting, walking, all the things, and I'm just excited to see where it takes me. I am not in no rush to lose weight, y'all. You know, we live in a popcorn society where we want everything so quickly, but like I realized the minute I started asking people how long did it take you, I already lost. Like at the end of the day, even if it took somebody a year to lose weight, a year is still gonna fly by. Why would I let another year or two go by and still be in the same body that I clearly don't really like being in, you know? So the main thing that I can say is I submitted my weight loss journey to the Lord. There was no other way for me to do it. Like I tried it by my own strength so many times, and it's clear that I cannot do it by my own strength. This was a spiritual fight for me to even get to a place where I can say I've lost 40 pounds. Like it was not by my own strength. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. This is what Philippians 4:13 says, and that is just what I abide by. I cannot lose weight by my own strength. I already humbled myself before the Lord and said, God, if I am going to be healthy, you have to help me. If you don't give me the strength to get up and work out, I can't do it. If you don't give me the strength to fast and eat healthy, I can't do it by myself. Me can't do it. Me can't do it. I don't do eyeshadow at all. I'm not an eyeshadow girl. I just never really learned it. And I like natural looks. So I just take my contour, dab it, and then that's what I would put on my eyes like so. And I would just do a little bit, and I only do that because I remember when I first started doing my makeup and I didn't put anything on my eye, and I took a video looking down and it looked crazy. It just don't look good. So I will always take some of my contour, whichever one I use, and put it over my eye like so. My camera is overheating, so I'm gonna let it cool down, and when I come back, we are going to do our blush, highlight, lip combo, and we're gonna be finishing off with these questions. All right, y'all, so we are going, ooh, this light got brighter. Oh, I had to charge it, basically, for lack of a better word. Anyway, y'all, now that we are back, we are going to go in with the brush that we use for foundation or whatever. This is what I like to use to minimize any type of flashback. So what I would do is I just use that to dust away any excess powder. Like I said, you just want to sweep, y'all. This is like a very light motion. You don't want to do too much. This brush is very firm, so I'm just gonna go in with something a little smoother. This is also another brush that I've had since college, y'all. It's the Real Techniques brush, and it's just buff away all of that extra. At this point, you should have a well blended kind of look. We are going to go in with some blush. As a dark skin girl, y'all, I love orange blush. I love orange, so I love the NARS blush. It is in the color Exhibit A. This is how it looks, you guys. It just looks so much better on me than pink. It's ever since I got introduced to it last year, I haven't stopped using it. I don't think I ever went back to pink. So what I like to do is just dab a little bit on, and you just want to go in circular motions. I used to do liquid blush, but I do that sometimes, but for the most part, y'all, when I'm going for a natural, very minimal beat, I just go like that. And you just want to do some upward motions like so. Okay, and I always just dab a little bit on my nose. I don't even take up any extra product, just whatever is left, I'll just kind of put on my nose like that. So I just love the orange, the way it brings it out. I do feel like when it comes to like products, it is about experimenting. Unfortunately, there are some things I've spent money on that I'll probably never use, but if you're just practicing and you're just trying to get your technique down, I definitely would recommend drugstore. All right, y'all, so now that we've wiped off our under eye, we put on our blush. To kind of set my under eye, I like to go in with the Micro Smooth Sephora powder. This is in the color Ebony. I actually got this when I heard that they were about to discontinue. I'm not even sure if they still have any, but if they do, will be linked down below. Dab a little bit of my powder puff, and it just smooths out your under eye so much better. And I just kind of dab it in. So it's after the pressed powder. Anywhere I put powder and concealer, I'll just put a little bit, and it kind of just smooths everything out. Perfect.
Hey, perfect. Have a good day.
Now we're gonna go in with our highlighter. These last steps are very quick, so we're just gonna finish up, and then we could just finish up some questions. So this is the powder. This is the highlighter I'm gonna go in with. It is the Fenty Beauty. It's in Afternoon Snack and Mo Honey. This is a brush that I got from e.l.f. It's like actually a concealer brush. I don't know where I get off using this as a highlighter, but I dab in between and I just put a little bit, and when I'm doing my face right here, I kind of drag it up like that so that I get a little bit under my eye, and I just blend it out. When it comes to your makeup, y'all, less is more. I don't do too much, but if I was going for a more like full coverage look, I can't lie, I probably would have did like a foundation or something on top of the Danessa Myricks thing, but it's just so full coverage. It's perfect for me. Now your face is done. I'm not an eyeliner girl, y'all. Remember, this is a natural look. Plus I have lashes, so it's whatever. Now to set my face, I like to go in with multiple things. So the first thing I like to go in with is the Morphe spray. I'll just put a little bit. I'm not gonna put too much because I'm not going anywhere, but okay. Obviously I would put more if I was going somewhere. And then to really top it off, I would go in with my One Size On Till Dawn. This baby right here. And now for lip combo, y'all. This is my favorite part, okay? So number one, I wipe off everything on my lips, all the makeup. My favorite lip liner is the Juvia's Place lip liner. It's in the color Cocoa Latte. Before I go in with that, I kind of just like to use a nude lipstick. This is from the beauty supply store, y'all. It's from Kiss. It's in the color Nude. I had this for years. I kind of just like to dab this on my lip for the color. And then I will go in with my lip liner, and I like to overline my lips, okay? I go in with the opposite side of my Makeup by Mario pen, the brush part, and you could just honestly take any lip brush you have, and I kind of just like to sometimes blend it out because you don't want that harsh distinction. But like I said, it doesn't need to specifically be this brush. You can honestly use any brush. Then I put lip gloss on the pink part of my lip, and I also put I overline the outside. So I use Fenty Beauty. Both of them are Heat. One of them is, this is Hot Chocolate, the one that I'm gonna use to outline my lip liner, and then Fussy Heat, right? So I'm gonna go in with the brown one first, Hot Chocolate, and you kind of just outline anywhere you put the brown. And then you go in with your Fussy Heat, put it anywhere you put the pink. Now to bring the whole lip together, what I like to do is I like to go in with a clear lip gloss. This is from the Beauty Supply store, y'all. It's by Kiss as well. It's just a regular clear lip oil. I kind of just go over it like so. That's really it, y'all. Like, what? Really it, y'all. Let me show y'all this lip combo up close. Like, okay, this is just how I get a natural beat, you guys. Like, this is just the type of makeup I go for. I just like natural. I want something that makes me pop, but I still look like myself. That's just my kind of makeup thing. This is my everyday makeup look. I really never changes up. The only thing I can say is like if I'm going for more of a full coverage, I'll add a foundation. Let's get into some more of these questions before we go. Somebody said, are you currently dating or are you taking a break? Like, I've just always been the type of girl from young, like, men is never something that I've had to like go out and look for ever. I do believe that when it is time, God will provide me with somebody. Like, I am literally enjoying life right now, you guys. Like, I'm just living. Remember, I've been in a relationship since I was 15 years old. Like, I do want to enjoy the rest of my 20s. You know, I don't want to kind of be like self-confident and say like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna let God do what he does. Like, we make plans and God laughs. I'm chilling right now, baby. I'm living life. I'm living life. Nobody will have you provided for and protected and in your soft girl era like God. So I'm chilling right now, y'all. And I know what's for me will be for me. Somebody asked me, what's the hardest part about your becoming journey? And I'm assuming that they're talking about like walking with Christ. And I can say one of the hardest parts is literally dying to your flesh daily. And if you don't know what that means, it basically just means that you are unlearning your old ways, like I said earlier, and you are learning the righteous way of living. So it's basically, as Jesus said, like dying to your old self and picking up your cross. So all the sinful things that you used to do before, you're kind of like unlearning them. And yeah, I guess that's really it. And it's also like the people that you hang around too. I do think that's like kind of the harder part, because some people may not be where you are on your journey, and it may be hard to kind of like separate the two. I feel like that's a part of what's going on. So I definitely do think it's hard, but I do think it's worth it. Somebody asked me, how did you stop being lukewarm? It's so crazy that I got this question, because me and my best friend was just talking about this yesterday. I don't ever really feel like I was lukewarm. I was just cold. Before, like I wasn't like in church, I wasn't in the word, didn't read the Bible. Like, literally when it came to God, I did not know anything about God's word. The only scripture I knew was God is within her, she would not fall or fail. It was something like that. That's the only one I really knew. I knew nothing. So I was just cold. And I feel like as I got introduced to God, I was after my own heart. Because being lukewarm means you know Christ, you know what you are supposed to do, and you're not doing it. So I was never that. But I do think I was a work in progress. Obviously, as everyone is, God said, come as you are, just don't stay that way. So he was just working on me, but I don't really consider that lukewarm. You asked for my skincare routine. All right, that's coming next. That's coming next. A lot of you guys asked about like editing and what I use to film. I use a Canon EOS R50. That's the camera that I use. I am upgrading a lot of my stuff though. This is the only thing I use. Like, I don't have those special gadgets, but because I am shy and y'all know that, I'm looking into getting one of those mini cameras. I think that'll be so much better for me when I'm out in public by myself and I'm vlogging, because sometimes it's just very hard. I can't lie. Like, the way I edit, I just use CapCut. I use that for my TikTok. I use that for YouTube, and I'm gonna come out with something for you guys with like everything content creation and everything like that, so you guys can get more in depth of things that I use. But that's really the gist of it. Asked me, how do you know when God is speaking to you? And I think in a nutshell, the first way, God speaks to us through his word. So if you don't know your word and you're not reading your Bible, it's very hard to know when God is speaking to you. One book a day, one chapter a day, like something. You have to feed your spirit. You have to know God's word to kind of hear when he's speaking to you. God speaks to everybody differently. In so many ways, God speaks to people in visions, in dreams. Like, I do think the number one way to know it though is to read your word. I think that's very important, praying and fasting. Somebody asked me, would you say your finances are a big part of your happiness? By the way, I love you. I love you so much more. And no, I mean, obviously everybody wants to have their basic needs met. And I do think, you know, I feel like my source is the Lord. Everything else is a resource. But I used to really think that money can buy happiness. I used to say that all the time. But like,
money can buy happiness, you just don't got none.
Before I was even a nurse, this is why I was working at like McDonald's. I always used to say money buys happiness. And I feel like God had to let me get the car, get the career, get the bags, the shoes, and all of these things so that I can literally put my foot in my own mouth and realize that that's not true. Like, the only way to really fulfill that hole that you have, that you want that peace, you want that happiness, and that joy, it's only through God. As long as you are seeking the kingdom of God, like Matthew 6:33 says, everything else will be added onto you, you know. And God, just like it says in Psalm, I believe it's 34, he would never forsake his righteous, and he would never have them out here begging for bread. You have to also speak scripture over your life. That's very important. But yeah, I do think in this world, we all know money is important. You just can't worship it. If you get what I'm trying to say, just don't worship money. Somebody asked for the update on the hair site. I promise y'all it is coming. Like, good things take time. Okay, the hair is tea though. Like, don't play with that girl. She's not one of them. It's coming. Can't wait for y'all to shop. So it's definitely some things in the works. It is coming. I promise y'all, when I say it's coming, it's coming. Like, I got y'all. How to decide if nursing is actually for you. I think that there's many aspects to this. Like, being a nurse is so much more than like what it looks like on social media. Am I ready to take care of people? Am I ready to put their needs before my own? I know, like, you know, we don't like to admit it, but that's mainly what it is. You're putting somebody else's need before your own. Am I ready to sacrifice? Am I ready to go through that period where I'm being tested? You know, nursing school was a very dark time for me. So I would also analyze how much sacrificing you're gonna have to do. Is it worth it? You wanna know financially, like, is it worth it in my area? Like, and what am I going to be making? There's so many things that go into deciding if nursing is for you, but I do think all in all, it's about your heart. Your heart means everything when it comes to nursing, because you want to always be the nurse that you would want taking care of you and your family members. And if you're not a people person, don't become a nurse. You know, like, if you're not somebody who likes people, you don't like to interact with people. And when I say don't like it, I don't mean from a place of like you're an introvert. I mean from a place where you genuinely just don't like it. You have to have the heart for it. Nursing is a work of heart. It's hard work and it's heart work. So you just really need to assess your heart and see where you are with it. And if you're just not praying on it, you will know. It's a lot that goes into being a nurse. It's a lot of sacrifices that you have to make. It's a lot of critical thinking. It's just a lot that goes into it. Assess your heart above all things. That will tell you if nursing is for you. But that's the end of this video. I hope y'all got some tips. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All the products that I use will be linked down below in the description box. I hope after this you guys can, you know, give yourself a nice little face beat and yeah, all the things. Thank you guys so much. I will see you guys in the next video. Comment down below what your favorite part was of either a question I answered or a product. And yes, I love you guys. Bye.